All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, I know the scene is a little bit different. I don't have internet for the day, so bear with me here. But today I wanted to give you an update on what's happening with Solana because it literally did exactly what we talked about in yesterday's video. And many of you are asking me what I'm expecting next. And I'm like, well, being the genie that I'm literally just joking, by the way, but being the genie that I am, let me try to just magically guess what I think is going to happen next with my magic lines. Okay. But no, all jokes aside, Solana's making a pretty interesting move right now. So I think that I have a good feel for where this thing might be going. And so because of that, I just want to let you guys know how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. Take it as you may. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into this thing here. Bear with me with this setup. Okay, so what we can see here is that Solana made a bounce, a beautiful bounce off of this 1.618 Fibonacci extension zone like we talked about. In the other video, I said, look, while we're right here, while we are seeing Solana's price trying to find some support on this zone, I think that it would be actually a decent time to be looking for doing some buying. I told you all that what I was going to do was set a stop loss below 165 down here, and I was going to open up a long trade while we were sitting right here with a take profit level of around $188. I opened it up on 4x leverage, actually, and what you can see here is it did actually make a pretty decent move of roughly about 8 to 9%, which gave me a gain of roughly like 32% something. So it was actually a pretty damn good move. And what you can see here, of course, is that did go ahead and signify that what we were seeing from HG Algo did actually lead to a beautiful, beautiful move to the upside there. I told you guys, I said, listen, HG Algo, the indicator my company designed, has a very good knack for finding beautiful times to dollar cost average into positions. And it was going off like crazy when we hit this zone. And so because of that, I said, I think this is a great time to buy. I told you the 1.618 level holds its support a lot. And we're getting HG Algo giving us it literally was just sending messages to my phone 3 times over the span of 2 days saying, this is a good time to buy Solana. This is a good time to buy Solana. This is a good time to buy Solana. So I bought some Solana. And so what you can see here, by the way, you can use my link in the description. You'll get 20% off for the indicator if you want to use it. But what you can see here is what we thought was going to happen. But now what's happening is a little bit interesting, right? Because as you can see, Solana's price made the run to the upside, but is now interacting with its top side Fibonacci zone, which is so weird, right? Because people call Fibonacci's just these magic fairy dust lines, but I say that they work pretty damn well. And what you can see here is that once Solana started to make the move back to the upside, knowing that it's retracing through this move, we then just have to go in and draw our Fibonacci's in from that swing high down to that swing low. And by doing so, you could have anticipated that this was roughly the range that you're looking for taking some profits, which is what we talked about in the last video. This is the rough area that you're looking to take profits because this is the 618 to 786 zone. And as this is happening and as we're running into some resistance right here in this zone, we're also trying to build and battle to establish some support on top of our previous point of resistance here. And so, Tyler, what does all of this mean? Okay, let me tell you what this means. In this moment, knowing that we just had a beautiful trade, we just had a beautiful gain, Solana did extremely well in this move to the upside, I personally wouldn't be doing anything. And the reason why I wouldn't be doing anything is because one of two things is about to happen. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. And you might say, oh, no way. Dude, I'm telling you, it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. I know that's shocking, but just bear with me. And so with that in mind, knowing that that is the case at this given point right here, it's 250-50. I don't like my odds of just guessing what's going to happen. So let me tell you how I then would prepare for whatever is going to happen, just like we did yesterday. So what I'm going to go ahead and say is this. If Solana's price at any given point breaks $198, I'm convinced we're going to retest 210 and maybe go higher towards 220. That's my guess. Okay. Now, the reason that I would make that guess is that generally speaking, when Solana is capable of breaking its 618 to 786 box, it can reach its previous range high and oftentimes at least try to go for a 1.272 Fibonacci extension, which in this case is 225. So I'm going to split the difference a little bit kind of and say that I think we're going to work our way back up to this general vicinity if Solana's price is capable of breaking 198. Now, that's a big if. The reason it's a big if is because this 618 to 786 box is a very strong level of resistance. And while we are below this level, we are at constant threat of getting rejected all the way back down to these lows here. And so because of that, and because I know that we are at such a big risk at this level, that's the reason I'm not doing anything right now. Because we're either going to clear through this, and I know the door is open for a further move, or we're going to see its price continue to get rejected, and we're going to continue back down here, which is where I would be buying again, expecting another bounce to the upside. And so as you can see here, that's two better options. I can either go long on a trade once we clear the 786 level, or I can dollar cost average it in my macro position once we fall down here. But just buying right here and just hoping it goes up, knowing that we are at the risk of capitulation with better buying opportunities there, just doesn't sit right with me. And that's not the approach that I personally would like to take. And so knowing that and knowing that this is kind of a 50-50 situation, I'm just going to lay out the same formula like we did last time. If its price breaks 198, this is where I'm going to open up a long trade expecting some type of move. It may not be immediate. It might look something like this, right? Boom. But expecting that continuation if we're capable of breaking, let's call it $200 since that's the psychological level. Or if this thing does get rejected to the downside, I'm quite simply just going to start adding to my long-term macro dollar cost average bag down here. I'm sure my indicator is going to start telling me this is another beautiful time to start buying, just like it did back here. And I'm going to pick up and add some to my bag. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not freaking out. I'm not worrying. I really don't care what it does at all. I have two strategies. One of them is going to come to fruition, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, of course, I hope you guys enjoy these videos where I give you options, right? I can't stand these influencers who come out here and say, I know for sure that Bitcoin's price is going to do this. And then it doesn't do that. And all of their followers don't know what to do. I will always tell you, if this happens, then I will do this. If this happens, then I will do this. And I believe that's the way that you become a successful trader. It's the reason why I've gotten to where I am today. And it's the reason why so many of you have had that success. And that's what we're going to continue to do. So moral of the story here is that if Solana breaks 200, I'm going long, expecting a push towards 210 to 220 bucks. If Solana's price is incapable of breaking the 618 to 786 zone that we're at currently, I'm going to wait for that pullback towards that macro low that we were at just a couple of days ago. And I'm going to add to my long-term portfolio and just call it a day. And that's the approach that I'm taking. So of course, I hope you guys like these. I try to stay level-headed. I'm extremely biased on Solana. I'm extremely bullish on Solana, and I hold a lot of Solana. But I try to put that away and to show you the pure raw form of what I'm seeing here on the charts, and I hope you do enjoy that. If you do, you can always let me know by liking these videos so more people see it and subscribing to the channel. But even better, if you drop a comment, the algorithm really likes it, and even more people. If you could leave a comment down below and tell me what's your favorite thing about Solana, that would be great. I much appreciate it, and I would love to see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody.